That music is really cool. As you all respond to your forms and the questions and continue to reflect, I'm just going to read out a collective statement that we have drafted so far. And if not your attention, I beg for a little bit of silence so that those who are interested may hear what I'm saying. All right, so we gather at a time marked by deepening division, ecological destruction, fear, and growing indifference to suffering. Across the world and within our own societies, we are witnessing the consequences of hatred normalized, identities weaponized, and the earth treated as an object of extraction rather than a living home shared by all beings. Yet, we also gather with the conviction that another way remains possible. Coming together from diverse religious, spiritual, philosophical, artistic, and civic traditions at the Mumbai Conclave of Religions 2026, we affirm that the ethical core of our traditions calls us not towards domination, exclusion, or hostility, but towards compassion, humility, justice, responsibility, and coexistence. We refuse the idea that religion must inevitably divide humanity. We refuse the misuse of faith to justify violence, hatred, coercion, or the denial of another's dignity. We refuse the false separation between social justice and ecological responsibility. The suffering of human communities and the suffering of the earth are deeply interconnected. We recognize that peace cannot be built only through laws, policies, or declarations. It is shaped in everyday choices, in how we speak, how we listen, how we treat those who differ from us, how we respond to fear, and how we exercise power in our homes, institutions, communities, and nations. Throughout the conclave, participants repeatedly returned to a shared insight that dialogue is not merely the exchange of words. It is the willingness to encounter another human being without reducing them to a stereotype, an enemy, a vote bank, or an abstraction. We therefore call upon religious communities to reject extremism, dehumanization, and coercion in all forms, and to nurture spaces of reflection, compassion, and ethical accountability. Political and public leaders to refrain from exploiting religious identities for power, division, or fear. Educational and cultural institutions to cultivate critical thinking, empathy, ecological awareness, and the capacity to live meaningfully amidst difference. Media and digital platforms to resist the amplification of hatred, misinformation, and polarization. Citizens everywhere to practice courage in small everyday acts, listening before reacting, questioning prejudice, standing beside the vulnerable, and refusing the normalization of contempt. We also recognize that harmony is not sameness. Diversity need not disappear for solidarity to emerge. Our differences can become sites of learning, relationship, and mutual transformation when approached with dignity and openness. Many participants reflected on the need to move beyond symbolic coexistence towards lived ethical responsibility. This includes caring for the earth through concrete ecological action, being accountable and acting on individual, community, and institutional levels, reducing violence in language and behavior, creating local cultures of dialogue, and ensuring that faith remains a source of hope rather than fear. We leave this conclave not with the illusion that dialogue alone will solve all conflicts, but with the conviction that without dialogue, reflection, and moral courage, peaceful coexistence becomes impossible. In a world increasingly shaped by outrage and fragmentation, we choose another path. We choose dialogue over dehumanization. We choose stewardship over exploitation. We choose solidarity over fear. We choose shared humanity over division. And we invite all who resonate with these values to walk this path with us. Thank you.